we will do in London very well if we hold on to four things which made Beijing extraordinary. First of all, you've got to have really smart national governing bodies, well run. Secondly, if you've got smart national governing bodies that are well run, they're normally recruiting world-class coaches. Because if you don't have world-class coaches, forget it. There's no sort of middle way here.
You don't have to be British.
No, absolutely not. And James is a product of
German.
Of absolutely that thinking. And the head track and field coach now in UK athletics is Dutch. So this is an international engagement. You then need smart, talented, engaged, motivated competitors, and given that we've got a games in our own backyard, if you can't get motivated for that, you never will. Mm-hmm. And then you need consistent levels of funding. And if you get that, you get Beijing, and you tend to get rowing and sailing and all the other sports that we did so well in. And if we hold on to that between now and 2012, and it's not holding on to 3 of 4 or 2 of 4, it's holding on to all 4, then we will do very, very well in Beijing. And the real trick is not to get to 2012 and think, well, okay, the pressure's off and it's year 0 again and we can all sort of go back to what we were doing, because I remind people that the Australians went to Athens 4 years after a games in their own backyard and won 1 more gold medal again. Yeah. And the Spanish went from Barcelona in 88 with 1 gold medal Seoul in 88 with 1 gold medal to 13 in their own backyard. So you've got to be smart about how you do this. But the medals table for me is important for one reason and one reason alone, and that is, what is the conversion rate between every medal and more young kids picking up that sport? And that is the challenge for the national governing bodies.
And I'd just add that from a sponsor's point of view, particularly at a local level, it's important too. I mean, I think they will adjudicate, judge success in those terms as well. Whether it conforms to the Olympic ideals historically or not, I think that's the way they're going to measure it.
I think the one last point, it almost brings, from my point of view, I don't want to disagree with Seb, but it brings us around to the point about the cynical nature of the press in this country, that if the Games are successful, the number of medals we've won is the most ever. We win more than Beijing, we rise to 3rd on the medal table. In a way, that could be forgotten if the legacy isn't delivered that we're planning, because that will be forgotten. You think no one could probably remember in Canada how many medals they won there, but they probably know that the rumour of how much the Games cost the country and the city is huge, and that's not what's going to happen here. And I think the Australians left Sydney with an amazing medal haul, but they also left Homebush, and we don't want an amazing medal haul and to be left with our own version of Homebush. And the big thing about the Olympics, the committees that I've sat on, is you're getting people in a room together that would never sit together before, from the range of people on, say, the food advisory group, from sustainable farming through to the McDonald's and Coke at the other end, and everyone in between, is they're being forced to work together, and amazing results will come out of it. And that, I think, is as an important part of the process as home advantage and producing medals. They're 2 very important but separate parts.